Bop, 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 bop. Geeks are back, baby. Now. We got a UFC fight night going down. It's Belal Muhammad and Vicente Luque 2. Let's see how she pans out. We're going to work our way from the bottom to the top, baby. Let's get it going. First fight of the night, we got Kevin Croom against Haley Alatang. This is going to be a scrap and a half. Kevin Croom seems to always have the size advantage in this weight division, which is definitely something to bring into consideration. But he's 21-14. Alatang 14-8 in 2. Some interesting records here. I think that Alatang's striking is going to be good enough to just kind of get inside on Croom. Croom's game plan probably to be fully in or fully out. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to execute that. I know he's coached by, the prodigy James Krause, but I don't know if he could stick to the solid game plan for 3 rounds. And I think Alatang's got enough power to really shake things up at some point in this fight. If I had to bet it, I'd go Alatang, but I'll probably pause off. Let's go Goosey off rip.
Yeah, so starting out, I originally was on Alatang. I like the wrestling, but watching the film, I have seen some things that I like with Croom. I like how he stays at range. I like that if this fight does hit the mat, he's instantly going to the jiu-jitsu. He's trying to get back up, and I think that Alatang will have some problems with that. He's not this big overpowering guy in the octagon. He kind of walks forward and really tries to time up his takedowns well. I think if Kevin Croom, like you said, can stick to the game plan, which a guy coming off 2 losses in the UFC usually will do, they're going to make a game plan this camp. I think he comes with a little bit more urgency. It might be his last shot in there. And at dog value, I like Kevin Croom in this one.
Yeah, these are the facts. Fishman, spit it.
Yeah, so originally I was liking Alatang Haley, but Kevin Croom, this one was a tough one for me to pick, but Kevin Croom, tough dude, and he has a 7-inch reach advantage in this fight, and I think that's going to be working towards his advantage against Haley in this one. And Haley, he's faced good guys, Badurel Dana, Ryan Benoit, Casey Kenny, but Kevin Croom, the thing is with the striking, Caceres, these are both unanimous decision losses, Caceres and Brian Kelleher, so kind of like a striking dude and a wrestling dude. But underdog price, I think Kevin Croom's going to come out and get it done against Alatang.
Facts. Let's go, Dano.
Yeah, so I'm totally like on the opposite side of you guys, where I was leaning towards Croom at the beginning, but then once I started looking into it, I started liking Alatang, and we have Croom he's starting to turn into like cowboy-esque, where his last 2 fights he's only won 1 round in the unanimous decision losses, so that's going on six rounds total, and there's only 1 judge has given him 1 round. I like that Alatang, his last fight was a draw, and then the fight before that was a loss, unanimous decision to Casey Kenny, who's well respected. I like him on the feet. If it goes to the ground, Croom's always liable for a sub, but I'm gonna do Alatang here, probably by decision.
All right. Yeah. I think that, the quickness is just going to be something that's going to be tough to battle in this 34-year-old age. All right, let's roll on. We got a girls scrap. Sam Hughes versus Estella Nunez. I'll take Sam Hughes on pure heart in this bout. Won't give any logistics. Let's go to Dano.
I'm gonna pass on this one.
All right, let's go, Goose.
I am not going to take that heart in this one. I am going to go with Estella Nunez. I think she has some actually legit wins. You know, she's 6-2. That's a pretty good record. She's fought some good people. Sam Hughes, on the other hand, 5-4. It seems like anyone good that she fights, she loses to, and anyone bad she beats. You put that or Estella Nunez in that test, and I think that Estella Nunez is not bad. Therefore, I think she will beat Sam Hughes.
The formula checks out. Let's hear it, Fish.
Yeah, I'm riding with Estella Nunez on this one. ATT. And yeah, we're going to ride with the ATT gym on this one. And I think her stand-up's going to be too much for Sam, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep, Sam likes to drag these to the mat. We'll see if she can get it there. Let's move on to the next bout. We got this one's interesting. Short notice, Trey Ogden stepping in against Jordan Levitt, the Monkey King, I believe they call him. 9-1. Trey Ogden, 15-4. Both these guys rising. Well, I mean, rising in terms of UFC branding and all that kind of stuff. They're kind of new to the scene, but the Monkey King's kind of one trick pony, if you ask me. He kind of just likes to grapple. Kind of been exposed in a couple of his last fights. The stand-up is not his thing, not his bread and butter. And for anybody that can stuff takedowns against him, they're looking real good. And to anybody that's got the submission game to kind of like battle that, I mean, you're also looking pretty good. But he really hasn't had that test yet. I think Trey Ogden's going to have the defensive grappling to cope with Jordan Levitt in this matchup. And this might end up staying on the feet. And if it does, Trey Ogden is going to be significantly better striker. And as this fight goes on, I like Trey Ogden's gas tank in this. He is my lock of the week. Let's get it, baby. Let's go Dano off rip.
Yeah, so I'm, like you said, I'm not a big fan of Levitt on the feet. And with Ogden, you know, I have nothing wrong with it. So if it stays on the feet, I like it at Ogden. And on the ground, I feel like, like you said, Ogden can stuff some takedowns. I think that's going to be a big factor. If it goes to the ground, if Levitt's on his back, I think it's more dangerous than if Levitt's on top. And just because he's more like sneaky with the submissions, but you know, he tries to go for those and it leaves him open for ground and pound shots. And I think Ogden's going to be able to capitalize. And I think, you know, just the bigger guy, not going to be able to move as easily as the other people Levitt's fought. So I'm going to stick with Ogden. Maybe decision, but I think it's going to be inside the distance.
Yeah, let's go. All right, Fishman, rip it.
All right. So Trey Ogden trains at Glory MMA. We got Kraus there. But I'm riding with Jordan Levitt on this one. Syndicate MMA guy. He's never been finished. And I think this is going to be I think it's going to be on the ground. Like, I don't know if this is going to cancel out and go to the feet. I think Levitt is going to kind of go to where he's comfortable. And this guy, it's not like this guy finds a leg, he'll take it, finds an arm, he'll take it, finds a neck, he'll take it. And I liked what he's shown. And he's able to just dominate positions and find himself an arm, leg, whatever he needs. But Trey Ogden on this one, this dude's on a 3-sub streak. So I like Levitt because of the underdog money right now. But yeah, Ogden's definitely no slouch on the ground either. 11 subs. Levitt has 6 subs. Levitt's a little bit younger. Or not younger, I meant, but has less fights on his resume. But I don't know. I think Levitt's a threat on the ground. I got him on that underdog money.
Goosey, wrap it up.
Yeah, going into it, this one was tough. You know, you look at it pretty stylistically a little bit different. You know, the Monkey King has kind of a fruity style in there, to be honest, and Trey Ogden's coming in there big and burly. They're both trying to get it to the ground, get submissions. That being said, Trey Ogden has got submitted 3 times, and Jordan Levitt hasn't gotten submitted at all. So I see that, and I see that at some point this fight will be on the ground. I don't see him submitting Jordan Levitt. And if he's got caught a few times, I could see Jordan Levitt doing it to him, especially on short notice, maybe second or third when that gas tank's starting to deplete for Trey Ogden. So I'm going to take Jordan Levitt in this one.
All right. Fire that up. We're moving on to the next one. We got the heavyweight scrap. We got Chris Barnett stepping out against Martin Boudet. Boudet or Boudet, I don't know how you say it, but I think it's Boudet. He's 9-1. Barnett 22-7. Everyone knows Barnett for his spinning roundhouse knockout kick. Oh my gosh, what a highlight for the kid. Fantastic, but nobody really wants to talk about how he kind of just pitter patters and leg kicks the entire fight and throws he probably threw 3 of those, saying is those are Hail Marys. And I'm not betting on Hail Marys. And I think Martin Boudet's striking is going to be on another level, just in terms of walking him down and pressuring him. Obviously Barnett's a great kickboxer and all this kind of stuff, but his style just doesn't match his body type. It's very demanding, and I don't think he can keep that pace for 3 rounds. I think Boudet's going to corner him at points in this fight and take advantage of those moments and that height advantage he's got in this matchup. That's what I got. I got Boudet. So let's go Goosey off rip.
Yeah, you always want to see Chris Barnett go out and have success. Unfortunately for him in this one, Dana gave him a pretty bad stylistic matchup. And personally, I think he's trying to let me look. Damn, I'm blanking on the name right now. Let Martin Boudet get some of that shine from beating Chris Barnett in this one. I'm going to take Martin Boudet. You look at it, start the breakdown. Chris Barnett's a 5'9" heavyweight, and there's a reason that there aren't a lot of 5'9" heavyweights. You're leaving a lot of efficiency on the table, especially in that kickboxing style. I think it only will take him so far. He's shown to have a little bit of weakness on the ground already against Ben Rothwell, and I think Martin Boudet is just going to further expose that in this one. So, and then on the Martin Boudet side, he's only had 1 loss to a quality opponent in Juan Espina, so definitely not a bad L. And then he's beat a ton of good guys, so I'm pretty comfortable in picking Martin Boudet in this one.
All right, yeah, fire up. Fishman.
Yeah, so Beast Boy Barnett. I am an NFT holder of his spinning heel kick knockout. But Martin Boudet, I feel like, just like you said, this is a shit matchup for the kid. He is 5'9", and Boudet is 6'4". So I do not know how, if he could get that leg up a little bit higher, maybe. But Boudet, he's on an 8-finish streak, and he's got subs, he's got knockout power, and he's going to be too much for Barnett, sad to say.
All right, yeah, Dano.
Yeah, a lot of hype behind Barnett, but that spinning wheel kick came off a John Vellante, who used to be at light heavyweight, and at that fight he barely weighed in under the limit. Not pushing too much of pace, and I think Boudet's going to be able to push a pace. He's going to be able to push him up against the fence where Boudet really excels, and that's going to drain Barnett. I think Barnett's gas tank is going to be a big problem in this one for him. In the fight against Rothwell, he was super gassed, and it ended in a 2nd round sub where Barnett lost. And Boudet's coming off the Contender Series, right? We got another debuter from the Contender Series, 1st round knockout. Before that, he fought at Octagon MMA, got a knockout in the 2nd round for the belt. So this kid's got a lot of momentum behind him. And I think we're getting a debuting prospect who gets a good name. Barnett's kind of on the downslope of his career. He's older. If he loses this, he's not going to really go much farther. And I'm going to stick with Boudet, even at -220, I think.
That's a good value, in my opinion.
I think it is kind of good value too. So with that being said, let's move on to the next scrap that we got lined up here tonight. After the big boys, we got Rafa Garcia versus Jesse Ronson. Rafa Garcia is 13-2. Jesse Ronson is 21-10. Jesse Ronson is 36 years old, whereas Rafa is only 27 years young. We're gonna give the old guy the height advantage. He's 5'10. Rafa's 5'7. I think Rafa Garcia has a lot of tools that are gonna help him win this matchup, like wrestling, and top position. He's very dominant when it comes to top position, and his wrestling's coming along. So I think that those are going to be key factors in a very close fight. And look for Rafa Garcia to just barely edge this one out with some like late round takedowns and just some relentless top pressure at the end of these rounds to really snake him out. That's what I think, at least. So let's switch it up. Let's go Fishman.
So Jesse Ronson, he is 0-3-1 in the UFC. He did a stint in 2013-14. He fought Michel Prazeres, Francisco Trinaldo, and Kevin Lee. And those were all split decision losses. And basically what I have to say about this fight is I think this fight is probably going to be one of the most interesting, or it's going to be a good fight. Both these dudes are tough. In 31 fights, Ronson's only been finished 3 times. Rafa's never been finished. Rafa more ground-oriented guy. And he had just beat a Israeli striker, Natan Levy. So he could play, he's shown he could beat strikers and who want to play distance game. But I think this is going to be a good scrap. Both these guys are tough. I got Rafa on this one.
All right, Dano.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much to look into from my perspective, just because we have a 35-year-old Ronson who's also been away for 2 years. We got Rafa Garcia, who's with Gaethje, training with him, who, you know, that camp's got to be extremely active. With Garcia, he's younger. He's coming off a win, like you said, off Natan Levy. So we're trying to build some momentum there. And I don't think he'll finish Ronson, but you know, one of Garcia's red flags is he does gas out, so I could see this being a Garcia decision.
Yeah, bet. Goosey.
Clean sweep, fellas. I'm going with Garcia in this one. You know, I'm seeing strides in his game. He had a gas tank issue against Chris Gritzmacher. He came out, went to a 3-round war with Natan Levy, showed at least good enough cardio to win a later round. So I see improvement there. On the Ronson side, he's been out since 2020 because he failed a drug test. They asked him, or he tried to say it was a tainted supplement. They asked him for those supplements to test them, and he couldn't come up with them. So that tells me he was probably on steroids. Now he's not going to be on steroids. There's usually a fall off on that alone. Then you take into account he's 35, hasn't fought in a year and a half. I think all signs point to Rafa Garcia in this one.
Let's go, baby. All right, let's tune into the next one. We got a pretty decent lightweight scrap. We got Drakkar Klose and Brandon Jenkins. Drakkar Klose 11-2-1. Brandon Jenkins 15-8. This fight, I feel like, is going to demonstrate what I usually say on here, levels to the game. I think that Klose is just a tier ahead, maybe 2, of Brandon Jenkins. Brandon Jenkins, definitely very entertaining guy. He's got spinning shit. He's got wheel kicks. He's Mr. Spizzazz. So that's what keeps him in the show. That's what's going to keep him relevant. It's awesome. He's a cool fight. Just going to be a great scrap, but look for Drakkar Klose to be the much more fundamental, the more technical striker in there, the much more consistently landing fighter in this matchup. Give me a Drakkar Klose decision. He might knock him out late because Brandon Jenkins might get a little too wild down 2 rounds. That's all I got to say. Let's go Goose off rip.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm taking Drakkar Klose in this one. To me, Drakkar Klose goes in there to scrap, and Brandon Jenkins kind of goes in there to put on a show. And in the UFC, you got to be ready for war. I think Drakkar Klose has more tools at his disposal. He's been there against higher level opponents, and the only thing that makes me nervous on his side is his only UFC action in the last year or so has been that push from Jeremy Stevens at the weigh-in that he got a concussion from, and then we haven't seen him since. So a little bit worried about what all that is about. But if you look at the film and what both men have shown to this point, I think Drakkar Klose is the pretty obvious pick in my opinion.
All right. Yeah, Fish.
I'm riding with Drakkar on this one. He just has more experience and is fighting that fight ready. The only time he's been finished was that crazy comeback from Beneil Dariush. And yeah, we're riding with him. Brandon Jenkins, training at Syndicate. He's 0-1 in the UFC. He got knocked out by Rong Zhu. But yeah, Drakkar comes in there, and he had 3 canceled bouts after Beneil. Yeah, the Jeremy 2 before the Jeremy Stevens incident. But yeah, I'm riding with Drakkar on this one.
All right. Yeah, bet. Dano.
Bring out the brooms, boys, because I'm going to go with Klose too. And CEO, I think he said it perfectly. When there's levels to the game, Klose is going to be on a different level, I believe. Back to the Dariush Klose fight, I think if there's 1 or 2 more punches that Klose lands, that he beats Dariush, puts him out. But instead, we got the viral meme of Rogan, Anik, and I think DC with their faces, because that fight was electric. Klose is full of violence, and I think that, like you said, he's just going to be levels above Jenkins. So I got that.
All right. Yeah, let's wrap that one up. We got a sweep on the man, Mr. Klose. We're going to move into Lena Landsberg versus Pani Kianzad. Lena 10-5, Pani 15-6. I'll keep it brief. I like Pani. I think her striking gets better every time she gets in the octagon, so I'm just interested to see how she looks. I don't know too much about Lena, but everything in my mind points to Pani. Do not at me. Let's go to a goose.
Yeah, Pani Kianzad, she's been much more active. I think she's got better wins on her side. You look at it. For some reason, though, these 40-year-old women have come out and been scrapping a little bit. Sarah McMahon recently. But I don't think that will be the same fate for Lena Landsberg. And I'm going to take Pani Kianzad in this one. I think she's better everywhere.
Fish.
Yeah, so this being a female's bout, I kind of like the underdog, but I'm going to have to ride with Pani on this one. I don't think Lena's chin will hold up, but it's kind of funny. Lena's first fight in the UFC was the Cyborg and got knocked out. So rough start to the career. I'm going to ride with Pani on this one.
All right. Main featured bout of the prelims. We've got the man, Mr. Devin Clark, coming in against the body, William Knight. Here we go, man. William Knight, 11-3. You don't know what you're going to get with Mr. William Knight, and no one knows what he's going to look like on the day of weigh-ins. Let me tell you that off rip. So anybody that's going to tell you anything about this fight, don't listen to them, because nobody knows what this guy is going to look like. He is stepping up to fight a heavyweight bout. William Knight could come out 230. He could come out 220. He could come out 250. This guy could look like a meatball. This guy could look like a bowling ball. One thing we know about Devin Clark is he's a consistent, strong wrestler that's going to bring the action. I love Devin Clark in this matchup just because I have a very good idea of what he's going to look like and what he brings to the octagon. As William Knight kind of is just Hail Mary, throws punches to the wind. His eyes are closed in times. He gasses out at times. Feels like he doesn't really know what weight class he's at. It's a bunch of question marks with this guy. So I'm going to keep my money away from him in this matchup. Give me Devin Clark to just kind of wrestle his way into a decision W here. He might get a late finish because who knows what gas tank this guy's going to bring to them into the fight night. Let's go Dano off a rip.
Yeah, perfect description of William Knight. Total wild card. I'm going to read off his last fights. Lost to Jung, got out wrestled and beat up on the ground. Knocked out Fabio Chiron. Out wrestled Menafield and went to decision, and then got out wrestled and lost the decision. So he's everywhere. You don't know what you're going to get from him. But with Clark, like you said, sturdy wrestler, mean dude on the ground, good ground and pound. And at heavyweight, Knight's going to come in so big, I think, that Clark's just got to wrestle him, and I think he's going to gas him out. And I think it's going to be a decision. I think Knight's capable enough. He'll be big enough to hold his own, but I think he's going to gas out this fight.
All right. Yeah, bet. Goosey, run that one.
You look at this, Devin Clark, absolute dog. You know, he's always fighting the top of the heat at 205. He's always giving it his all. Then on the other side, you look at William Knight, and he missed weight by 18 pounds his last fight in one of the softest moves I've ever seen. He then went to Instagram to complain about people hating on him for missing 18 pounds. And then he got dominated in his fight. I'm going to fade him in this one, and I'm going to pick Devin Clark. I think he's going to get it done wrestling, grind him into those later rounds, and then just beat him up.
Yeah, straight up. This is a good line to look at for this one. His fight will go the distance. I'm looking at it right now is yes at minus 125. That's a very good line to drop a couple of dabbles on for this one. All right, Fish, what do you got in this one?
I'm riding with Devin Clark on this one, but William Knight, when he first started Dana White Contender Series, he was mean. He came out to bang, and I think he's kind of lost that as the fights kind of went on. He's kind of sitting back, waiting for that one shot kind of fighter. And I think he's a big body, and he can, if he gets up in people's faces, kind of like a Paulo Costa kind of fight, I think he could do good, but he's been sitting back, waiting for that one punch. And then he throws it, he gets taken down, and people lay on him for 3 rounds. So, but I mean, this dude, he's got 9 knockouts, never been subbed, so a little bit hard to handle on the ground. Got too thick of a neck to grab. And but Devin Clark, we're riding with him. He's at Jason Wink MMA, and he's got this. I think he's going to wrestle him for this one.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Catch the fucking next picks in the main card video. Gonna have to click to see that guy. Let's get it, baby. We are hot.